Alrighty guys, we're back for some Frog aggro, and this is a Dominaria United Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you guys. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description. If you're interested in joining that up, I highly recommend it. What do we got in the build here? Well, we got 3 Clawing Torments, a 1 mana aura, and there's a very small enchantment theme in this particular build. We'll go over why in just a second. So yeah, whenever you see an enchantment, it's going to be important. So this is an aura. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets -1/-1 and can't block. That could be pretty huge, actually. Enchanted permanent has, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. So this kind of just chips away at the opponent's life total as the match goes on, which is pretty cool. We got 3 cut downs, just amazing removal. Got 4 Okiba Reckoner raids, an underplayed saga in my opinion, but we have been seeing it more lately, which is a little bit weird. Like, is there a reason? Is it the meat hook ban? Because if so, why? Why did the meat hook ban bring up Reckoner raid more often? Either way, I have been seeing this more recently. I think it's underplayed. We got 4 Fang of Shigekis here, so that 1 mana 1/1 with Death Touch. Enchantment creature, again, enchantments are going to be important, and the Death Touch is pretty good here too, because we do have some removal, like the Master's Rebuke here. This is a 2 mana instant speed, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control, and while only having 1 Death Touch creature, it kind of looks like what's the point of having Rebuke in here. But we got some top-end creatures that are going to work with Rebuke as well, which is going to be pretty cool. Now, honorable mention, you could also just use Bite Down. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same card, just with a different name. Like, I'm pretty sure it's even worded exactly the same too, which is pretty funny actually. So maybe we're going to really like the Master's Rebuke, and maybe we'd want a couple Bite Downs in here too. Something to think about, I guess. Got a couple Tear Asunders here. This is a 2 mana instant with a kicker cost of 1 and a black. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Nice. If it was kicked, exile target non-land permanent instead. This card's actually pretty insane, isn't it? And if a deck can run it, then I recommend running it. And what you're going to see this most often in is probably like some kind of Jund build, because Jund is just nasty right now. So yeah, for 4 mana, just exile target non-land permanent. Pretty solid. And then the 2 mana for artifacts and enchantments, we are seeing a lot of artifacts and enchantments. Wedding Announcement is everywhere. Reckoner Bankbuster is like, I made the joke a couple videos back that it's like the most played card right now. That might not be a joke actually. I mean, like, every opponent is dropping a Bankbuster, so I think Tear Asunder is going to do a lot. So we got 3 Tatsunari Toad Riders. This card is sweet, guys. Oh my goodness. So 3 mana 3/3 legendary creature. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, if you don't control a creature named Kami? Oh no, I apologize for the pronunciation, guys. Either way, you get to create one of these legendary frogs, a legendary 3/3 black and green frog creature with, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's actually pretty sweet. But then there's this bottom ability on here too. For 1 and a green in this deck, it could be a green or a blue, but that doesn't really matter. So for 1 and a green, Toad Rider and target frog you control can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. So it essentially gives them flying without actually giving them flying, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, I really like this card, and this is the reason we're calling it Frog Aggro, because we actually have another frog in here that's going to work with the Toad Rider, and that is Uurg. That name is very fun to say. Good old Uurg, Spawn of Turg here, is a black green, so 3 mana, and the power is equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard. Okay, that's interesting. A toughness of 5. Dude, that is a huge toughness. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, so that could be a great way to kind of filter out unwanted cards, but then also get those extra lands into the grave to buff this guy's power, which could be huge if you have Toad Rider down too, and you're going to kind of give Uurg, you know, I guess like pseudo flying, right? So you can also, with this card, you can pay a black and a green, sacrifice a land. This would be very late game if you're sacrificing a land, and then gain 2 life. So maybe you'll end up using that. I doubt it. Actually, there might be an instance where you need to get like 1 more damage through, and then, you know, the Uurg is actually hitting the opponent's face, so you sacrifice that land for 1 more damage. I could actually see that happening, so maybe, we'll see. I think the card's actually pretty sweet and worth a build around, and I'm actually wondering why I don't have 3 of them in here right now. I hope we get to see this today. On the top end of the build, oh, I forgot. I skipped Liliana of the Veil. 3 mana, 3 loyalty, Planeswalker. You guys have definitely seen it over the last couple months. The +1, each player discards a card, so we want to discard a land then for our Uurg, of course. The -2, target player sacrifices a creature. Yep, great removal, guys. And then the -6, I'm not even going to look at it unless it comes into play. We got 4 Body Launderers on the very top end of the build here. A 4 mana 3/3 with Death Touch. And whenever another non-token creature you control dies, Body Launderer connives. When Body Launderer dies, return another target non-rogue creature card with equal or lesser power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is going to be able to hit a lot. The Death Touch works with Master's Rebuke. Speaking of the Rebuke, guys, Uurg has potential to have a ton of power, right? I don't think it's going to be unheard of to have this up to like a 5/5, for example. So especially if you're discarding land off of Liliana and the connive on the Body Launderer too. So using like Master's Rebuke with an Uurg is actually pretty solid too, honestly. So we'll see if it's going to be worth it in here. Anyways, yeah, this is going to be able to bring back a lot of different stuff, and whatever you end up discarding with Liliana too could potentially come back. There's no like sacrificing in this deck or anything fancy like that. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies is really based on our opponents using removal, and I'm not worried about it, guys. Like, there is so much removal right now, it's actually just disgusting. So yeah, no fancy sacrificing. In the mana base, we got Riveteers Overlook. That's going to work with Uurg too because it sacrifices itself. The little bit of life gain's pretty solid too. But we don't really have faster land for Golgari colors anyways. So we also got the Deathcap Glade, a Who Endures, and 2 Abandoned Mires because the Abandoned Mire is going to work wonderfully with Uurg and Body Launderer. So it is just like a pretty solid utility land too. A couple more honorable mentions, guys. Evolved Sleeper is very, very powerful, and eventually it gets like a Death Touch counter too, which would obviously work with Master's Rebuke. It's going to be something we talk more about in the final thoughts maybe. And then Sheoldred. If you're running a deck that can actually have a Sheoldred in it, then you probably want at least one. Not this time round though. I really wanted to stick to the theme here, and I mean, if I found room for Sheoldred, then I still would have cut it and found that room for the 3rd Uurg as well. So, oh, by the way, 23 total mana. I do think the 23 is going to be enough in this particular build, but we'll see, right? All right, guys, hopefully I went over the deck well enough. Let's go ahead, take it into ranked. A very scary meta right now, very powerful decks floating about, but I think this is going to be a fun one, so we'll see. We got right into that first game, guys. Took like less than a second. That was crazy. Okay, it's not a bad hand. We have a turn 1 Shigeki, but it's probably just turn 1 Riveteers Overlook to grab that black mana. Actually, maybe not, because we might have a better chance of drawing more black mana. This might be a mulligan too, honestly. Life of Toshiro. Alright, I'm going to hold back. We have a chance of drawing a black source, and I think that's better. You monster! I probably should have played around a cut down too. It's kind of my fault. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, mistakes were made, guys. Grab a swamp. Mistakes were made. Yeah, if we would have went turn 1 Overlook, Graveyard Trespasser already. Oh my goodness, we found a swamp, guys. Oh, my hero, the swamp. Now Liliana, the swamp's my hero. I don't think there's really a question there. We gotta sacrifice the Trespasser, as that card is just ridiculous. It's very hard to remove. If they get any other creature on the board, then our Liliana becomes way worse. Like that is a terrific target. Holy cow, they drop a Sheoldred, and we are lucky enough to find the 4th mana for the Tear Asunder, so gotta take that too, because we gotta get the 4th mana on the board. Got a little lucky here. I think it's like no questions asked. We get rid of Sheoldred, right? Right? Yeah. I don't think we keep this. We don't keep that. We don't like let them gain life either. Like we gotta get rid of it. Now do we plus here? Do we plus? I think we'll plus this time and ditch the cut down. Cut down could be good against a deck like this. I don't want to lose life with Toshiro when I have Toad Rider too, because we could draw a land and have a terrific next turn. This is looking up. Things like really ended up... oh, wow, they go Soul Transfer on Liliana. Life of Toshiro. I think it's Toad Rider and get set up, because they only have 1 card. We could double down on Life of Toshiro, but it's not that great. We'll be gaining a bunch of life from them if we end up doing that, but we want to be aggressive. When I put this up on Aether Hub, I don't even think I'm going to put aggro / mid-range. I think I'm going to keep it at aggro. It's kind of it's a bizarre one. Because I wouldn't consider it mid-range necessarily. Draw 2. Losing the Toad Rider does suck a little bit, but it's not too bad. Another Uurg. You know what? Let's get that Uurg down. We only have 2 of them in here, so that's a particularly bad draw, I would say. But if they just have more removal here, then we drop the second Uurg. Oh, Sorin is huge for the opponent. Oh man, that's nasty. This is gonna be great for them to get some like extra card draw and stuff. And yeah, like they don't even have to worry about the Sorin dying here too. They don't know we have double life of Toshiro. Oh, I was gonna say we're definitely killing Sorin. They didn't know we had 2 of those, but yeah, duress. I mean, hey, I'd say both of us, both me and the opponent, are getting pretty lucky right now. Like our draws are pretty funny. Liliana's probably not the best bet, is it? Maybe. All right, we'll draw it. What I'd rather do... Do we still hit the Sorin, though? Yeah, I think so. I think we'll go +2. We could sacrifice a land too, but I think we'll just do this, because now if they -2 for a vampire, which I don't think they do, they're probably gonna plus here. A bit janky. We got like really good draws, then a couple janky draws, and the opponent's got terrific draws. The Sorin is particularly bad news for us, so we got to remove it as soon as possible. Duress is going to take the other Liliana. 2 Duress in the main board, guys. That is interesting. I don't mind that, though. I think that's actually pretty smart. I like it, opponent. Because think about it. What deck can you guys think of right now would actually, like, just not... Like, if you played Duress against that deck, would it not work? I don't know how to word that properly right now, but you guys know what I mean. Like, I feel like Duress works against almost everything right now, right? We're seeing mono black, we're seeing mono blue a lot still. Selesnya. I think Duress just hits like every single deck. The second Uurg is so bad, guys. Oh no. Reckoner Raid. Okay. Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah, the opponent's deck is terrifying, but We're going to take out the Sorin or the Trespasser this turn, so I think it's going to be... They're going to probably block. Life of Toshiro just putting in some work here. Pretty cool. Because the Sorin can draw them more too, so... Get the Reckoner Raid down. I like Uurg, like the fact that this is a 3-mana card that lets us see the top card of our deck every turn and then decide if we want to draw it or not. Shieldred off the top, bro. Oh no, relax opponent, relax. We gotta find removal for that now. We're 2 Lilianas down too, so. Uurg is one of those cards though, like if you don't see some of your other stuff, then you're gonna struggle to actually get its power level up there, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because in the long run, it can block a lot too. Yeah, Cut Down doesn't hit Shieldred. Tempted to send it, honestly. It does hit a Vampire when it comes time, though. I think we send it. I don't know. It depends. The second... Ooh, okay. Okay. Right. So how are we gonna get the Uurg powerful enough to actually take care of the Shieldred, though? Need to see one of our Death Touch creatures, I guess, which we lost early on, unfortunately. This is an interesting match, guys. The Sorin's gonna run away with it, though, probably. We just don't have a powerful enough board state right now. The Menace on the Reckoner Raid could be huge, but the problem with that is it doesn't have haste or anything, so... Yeah, the Sorin's rough, guys. The Sorin's rough. Found a land. Probably start swinging. Like, we're at 13. And, like, we still can't... Even a full swing can't take care of the Sorin. I guess at this point they can play the long game. We're not seeing terrific things off the top here. No way. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, I guess it's gonna come down to what they have in their hand, and we're probably swinging. We gotta go you into you, take care of that Shieldred, get it out of here. Look at us dropping some combos. Maybe that's what I could add on the Aether Hub deck list, right? Aggro combo? It's probably not really a combo deck though, but there are combos in here. Really, Liliana. Pretty good. Probably get rid of the Uurg, as funny as that is. Well, I kind of like seeing what's on top though. That's a 1, that's a 3. Let's ditch the Fang, as good as it is. Land, huh? I guess we'll send it, make the Uurg stronger. Another land, we'll play that one. That's fine. So we get to take out their planeswalkers at long last. Actually, let's, just in case, I don't know if that's gonna matter at all. I like that more. Okay. Planeswalkers are out of here. Let's go, guys. We also have the Uurg's ability if we want to buff it. Let's do it. They dropped a good game, which I don't know if I agree with just yet, because there's a lot they could find. And we'll send... Oh, the Banded Mire, though. I'm going to keep that. And we're going to use it before the attack, because it buffs the Uurg. Ooh, alright, let's grab, I guess, Liliana, because we can lock down pretty well here. This was sweet, guys. Holy cow. A great first match against some mono black. I really do like the double duress, but it didn't... Yeah, good game, opponent. Very good game. Yeah, that was sick. Wow. I am very pleased by that first game. Let's go ahead, take it into some more, and see if we can see more of an aggressive side from this deck, as that kind of showed definitely more of a mid-range side of things, but we don't really have a lot of ways to deal in the mid-game, right? If I wanted it to go mid-range, then I would have probably added some form of board wipe, like probably in this particular build, maybe like a Karn's Silex. Well, maybe not, actually. I don't know what the board wipe would look like for this deck, but... Okay, bad hand here. We're definitely going to mulligan. I don't think this would be keepable. We'd be completely banking off of drawing. Also, guys, I apologize. I'm just like over here smacking my mic around. Had to stabilize it, so hopefully my filters cut out me smacking the mic. Nice, keep 6. Uurg is now in hand. We have Clawing Torment to help us out a little bit early on here. What's cool about Clawing Torment is the -1/-1, actually, and the -1/-1 on the Life of Toshiro. I just feel like it hits way more than you would ever expect, you know? Get the Abandoned Mire down so we have the cut down open. Bankbuster, okay. We could even put Clawing Torment on a Bankbuster too, which is pretty cool. I don't mind playing nothing here, but honestly, Life of Toshiro, yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass here. And just, so we could have played the Deathcap too, technically. Nice, okay, so we're gonna hit the Goblin. And I'm gonna do that now. No ramp for you. We got some Grixis mid-range probably over there. Get our Toad Rider down, and I can only imagine that it's not gonna survive. If it is gonna be Grixis mid-range, I'm pretty sure they're just like packed with removal. And a couple counter spells too, I'm pretty sure. Depends. Yeah, the meta's been super weird recently. I'm seeing, well, I guess it's not weird. I guess I'm just seeing like a bunch of different things, which is pretty cool actually. So I'm seeing a lot of mono black, mono blue, mono red, Selesnya. We are seeing some Grixis every now and then. Oh, nice, Liliana. Wow. Liliana's great here. I'd love to get that Toad going though. I don't want them to ramp necessarily. Yeah, I guess it's Liliana. I don't want them to ramp. Yeah, we're seeing Grixis every now and then. I'm seeing Mardu. Mardu mid-range. With like Fable of the Mirrorbreaker and Wedding Announcement and stuff. And then I'm seeing Naya mid-range sometimes too. That's a cool one. Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester. I think it was worth getting Liliana down here. How do you guys feel about that? Getting rid of that extra ramp. Gonna take care of Liliana here though because of their Harvester. Which isn't that bad for us. Like, the plus ability isn't great until we have extra land in hand. They got a Voltage Surge here, huh? Okay, well, we don't get our Frog then. Aw. Oh, nice. Body Launderer, that's terrific. Clawing Torment on something could be good too. Reflection with Blood Tithe Harvester is just disgusting, isn't it? They did use their blood... They used one of their blood tokens though, so if they copy this, they'll only have the one, so it still doesn't hit the Body Launderer, which I think is worth getting down here while we can. Yeah, what has your guys' meta looked like so far? About what I mentioned? Yeah, the mid-range builds that I'm seeing are all rocking like 3 colors, which is pretty insane. I haven't seen... Yeah, I haven't seen any like 2-color mid-range builds as far as I know. We get to return Toad back and take out Bankbuster, but I would love to take out... Actually, this is as good as anything, right? We get the Toad Rider back from the grave. We get to take out their Bankbuster, which is a lot of extra draw. And we don't want to like keep that on the board just for a hope of being able to remove Shieldred with a Rebuke, right? Like, I think that's 100% okay. You can double down on Life of Toshiro, take out the Blood Tithe or the Reflections. One of the Reflections we can hit. I think it's Harvester, though. How do you guys feel about that? Go -1. They could easily have a second one. The Reflections are a pain. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take out the Harvester. Hopefully that's an alright decision. We're gonna hold back because giving these the frog flying is pretty good. Also, Uurg is a 0-5 right now because there's no land. Clawing Torment on Shieldred could work. They're gonna hold blockers back. Who Endures can hit the Bank Buster. That's pretty good. Right, so we could go -1, -1. We could take out another Reflection, or we could get a big ol' swing in. How do you guys feel about that? Let's go big swing, huh? Let's do this. That's 10 damage in the sky. Maybe. We might have some removal here too, so. We have Clawing Torment open. Should I have kept the... Oh, I should have tapped down the 2 forests so we could play Uurg this turn. That's not good, guys. That's not great. I'm scared to see what kind of removal they have, but let's do this. Not like they have reach on the board or anything. Yeah, if I wouldn't have done the auto tap, we could have played the Who Endures and got the Uurg down. But that's fine. We'll go ahead and do Clawing Torment. And we'll do it on the Shieldred. Because, one, it's another enchantment. That's good, so we get this little ability. But then they're going to take another one from the Clawing Torment, so it kind of like cancels out the Shieldred's +2 that they're going to get from their turn. I like it. This is sweet. Like, they're going to need something here, for sure. And I'm just going to keep the Who Endures back then, since, yeah, I think it would have been Uurg here if I didn't do the auto tap, which is a little bit unfortunate. Okay, they're going to do this on our end step, so they get to keep the extra reflection. Yeah, they're going wide. That's actually pretty scary. Hopefully we don't die here. They lose 1. Down to 6, then they're gonna get the 2 back, so they're up to 8. So they're safe, technically. We only have 6 here. Shieldred being a 3-4 is a little bit satisfying. Bank Buster, yep. Oh, don't do that, opponent. I believe that is just not gonna work. They can crew it up, I guess, but yeah. I don't think that's what they meant to do. I think they wanted another 4/4 creature. I think that's what they wanted there. So we ended up taking 2 less damage here then. That's good news. Yeah, GG opponent. GG. Oh man. I wonder what was in their hand. It looked like they were struggling on mana just a little bit, so taking out those early goblins for that ramp ended up being pretty good. And once again, Life of Toshiro always surprises me, guys. Every time I add it to a build, I'm just always pleasantly pleased with how much it actually ends up doing. Alright, let's go into the next one. This one's really fun, guys. The Uurg isn't doing as much as I would like, but like, it kind of is what won us that first game, which was pretty cool. I guess maybe I'm just being too particular. It actually did a lot that first game, didn't it? No green source, but a really solid lineup here. Any mana off the top would be amazing. Even another swamp. I think we keep this, guys. I think we keep it, yeah. The cut down's open, like, gain some life on Life of Toshiro. Oh, just take that out too. That's way better. We're gonna save our cut down. There's gonna be better targets in a build like that. Nice, we got that 3rd. Let's hit that -1 on the veteran. Get that out of here. And now we have the -2 on Liliana available for something. A Thalia would be bad. Cut down hits that too. Let's gain the 2 here. Get this down. I wouldn't mind the Liliana, I guess. But I wouldn't mind Toad Rider too. Actually, I am gonna go Toad Rider here. I don't think this is like a necessary, we gotta kill this right now kind of card. And so, just holding back an extra turn might be good. Oh, we got some clerics over there, okay. Nice, we're gonna take 3. Definitely not a block here. Okay, Riveteers Overlook is pretty good. Thins out the deck nicely. So how do we want to do this then? I suppose if we go Liliana -2, it doesn't do as much now. We'll grab green source. We want Fang of Shigeki, so we get a Toad too. So I guess we'll start with Fang of Shigeki. And then get the Toad. I guess we're going to be swinging this turn too, huh? So we probably should have done that first, because they do have an open plains. Get that cut down, because I do plan on swinging with that Toad Rider. We gotta prove that we're an aggro deck still. That way the title isn't lying. Yeah, I like the cut down on that. I think that's a solid one. Now, 4 mana, that on the top end of clerics is probably Sheoldred and the angel that I can't think of right now. Oh, the Paragon Angel, yeah. Or Sarah Paragon, that's what it is. That's probably what's on the top end of a cleric build. Probably a couple Paragons and a couple Sheoldreds is what I would imagine. That's a lot of stuff on the board, unfortunately. The Master's Rebuke just happens to be incredible. I guess we take out Voice of the Blessed over anything else. The -2 on Liliana is just going to hit Phantom. We probably start with that, huh? And see what they end up getting rid of. Because maybe they'll keep Phantom for the sake of flying in.
No more distractions.
I'm curious. Let's see. -2. I think it's Phantom, but they could keep it to fly in to kill the Liliana. Okay. So, at this point, Voice of the Blessed isn't that terrific. But it's still probably the target. It's still probably the target, I would imagine. Swing, swing, swing. Keep 1 blocker back. For the Liliana's sake. Oh, they're gonna trade here. They must have something in hand that they don't want to have to deal with that Death Touch with. A Sheoldred is a lot worse than a Sarah Paragon here. If they drop a Sarah Paragon, that's really bad for us. Inspiring Overseer. Actually, anything with flying is particularly bad, huh? Because of these abilities here. So I wonder what we could draw that'll help us keep pace with this, because they have a lot of cards in hand and we do not, so... Ooh, okay, another Phyrexian Missionary. More removal, that works. Now, which one do we remove, though, huh? We do this ability, probably. We're gonna swing. We're gonna plus the Liliana. I guess the one in the air makes the most sense, because we can still block the lifelink on the ground. I guess that makes the most sense. Have them discard. The great swing here. Another 6 damage coming through. And then next turn, we always have the -2 on Liliana, so yeah, they're going to need some great draws. And if they get great draws, then we're going to need great draws too, so... I mean, the second Rebuke was amazing there. Sleeper's not a flyer. That's a flyer, though. That's relatively annoying, actually, because that actually draws them a card, too. Oh, okay, it's just a swamp. Oh, yeah, just a swamp that they can use for Sleeper, though. Uh-oh. What an established board state already. Wow, they're swinging there, too. Okay, so they're back up to 13. -2 on Liliana. I'll tell you what. If they hit Missionary, it's pretty good for us. They don't know what's in hand. I think we kill this off. Ah, that sucks though, doesn't it? It's just the Overseer's probably getting through. Let's start with a swing, I guess. Let's start with a full swing. It's a little bit scary, but I'm pretty sure we're still going to hit -2 on the Liliana. I kind of want to see where they block with this first, though. There's no blocks. They are going for it, guys. But at this point, it's going to be -2 the Liliana then, because we know that they're going to take it out. They're going to gain 2 life here. So taking out a creature with the Liliana is much better. I think it was okay to swing there first. They go for the flyer. They're down to 3. This is huge for us, guys. Next turn, they're going to lose another one. Any enchantments off the top is pretty big, too. They got the 2 life from the missionary, and they're going to need to draw really well. Yeah, 3 inspiring overseers. That's something else. Get that death touch on the sleeper. They're going to go for the draw here, too, maybe? They're going to go for the draw. Down to 2. Down to 1. Oh my goodness. GG opponent. Let's go, guys. 3 victories in a row. Feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and get one more game in. See if we can end the evening on a high note as well. But honestly, this last game can go however the heck it wants to go. Getting quests done too. Getting daily wins, weekly wins. Oh man. What a day, guys. It's a good day. It's a good day to be playing some frogs. This is pretty sick, though. I like it. Like, those decks are no joke, too. Like, what did we play today? It was Mono Black, then Grixis, then Clerics? Like, oh, man. That's disgusting. Alright, let's keep this. Do we grab green on Overlook, or do we settle in here and go for our double black source right out the gate here? Probably not. We probably go green right away. It thins out the deck of the green, first of all, so we have more chance of drawing black sources. And then we still have our turn 2 for Life of Toshiro, which will flip it sooner then. Lots of reasons, though, to go for the double black. You know what? I'm going to get greedy with the Life of Toshiro. Maybe I should have done this differently. Keeping the cut down open's pretty good, though. Excuse me, guys. Kami of Transience, it's a solid hit. I think we'll hit it. While we have the mana open, I think that's a solid hit. Okay, grab that second black source now. Thins out the deck more, which puts us further away from the Body Launderer, but that's fine. Get a good swing. Yeah, Selesnya Enchantments. I don't know if we're going to come out of this one without our Tear Asunders. Circle of Confinement hits the Fang, probably. Gonna gain more life here. Liliana's a great draw, wow. Let's get that Uurg down so we can start to see what's on top of our library. Kami of Transience, naturally. They want a second creature here. Okay, the -2 just got a lot worse. Let's keep that, because a 4th mana for Body Launderer is pretty good. Then again, we have enough blockers. A -2 here is pretty good too. Could also successfully swing if we wanted to hit 2, which is probably a good idea with a deck that probably has lifelink. Let's swing. That 5 toughness though, huh? Get that Body Launderer down. No great targets in the grave for the Body Launderer, but like getting it down soon. Like now if we block with Life of Toshiro, for example, we'll get to Connive, which could be huge if we discard like a land or something like that. Yeah, drop in all the creatures. Scary business. They end up passing. Clawing Torment could be huge for us. Oh man, alright, I'll keep it. Taking one of these out of the equation. First of all, we can just... How do we want to do this? I don't even know where to start, honestly. Because the -1 on Life of Toshiro hits Visitor beautifully. I guess that's the best bet. That's the best bet, right? Take out Visitor, make it so that way they don't get too many more buffs. Let's go... Oh man, see if we go Weaver of Harmony, we can always go -1 and get rid of it. Let's take one of these Kami of Transients out of the equation of blocking. And I guess we hold back here. Yeah, they got so many buffs so fast here. Now this will start chipping away at their health too, which is pretty good. Got a Forest. They go a Reign of Truth here. Yeah. So they can actually double this with the Weaver of Harmony, which is very dangerous, guys. Like, we are now officially in danger. They want to go all into the Clawing Torment one. That way the Body Launderer doesn't just like... Yep, they know. They know. Alright, so let's just take the 10. Let's take it. It's not that bad. A second Liliana is pretty good, huh? I'll keep the second Liliana. Oh, although we are getting pretty low, huh? Maybe we gain life here. Over extra damage. Let's see what they hit first before we decide to swing or anything fancy. And I'm assuming they're going to do a lot to try to get rid of Liliana here too, so they're going to go ahead and get rid of the Clawing Torment one. That's 100% fine, I'd say. 100% okay. At this point, we can swing with Body Launderer. It dies and we don't get anything back though, but it's not that bad. I guess saving a blocker is better. So the reason one of the... it's a little bit of anti-synergy between Liliana and the Clawing Torment, huh? It's not that bad though. The Clawing Torment still does a lot, but it is definitely a little bit of anti-synergy. Borrowed time off the top? Oh no, guys. Oh, that's a nail in the coffin. They get to gobble up everything that's good. And, oh, we could find a Tear Asunder, though, off the top. Let the Liliana die, and we have the second one to drop. At least the Weaver's gonna be gone. Oh, Tear Asunder off the top. Are you kidding me, dude? What do we even go for first? I guess the Borrowed Time. Use it as a combat trick, though. See what they hit off the top first. At that point, I'm swinging. What a draw, guys, given to us. It was just given to us. Okay. I'm trying to think of the best time to do this. Generous Visitor. Nice. They're getting good draws. But if they swing here, all right, let's do this. This is gonna be good. Swing with both. Come on. Oh no, we have the. I forgot we do have cards on the board, I suppose. All right, let's go. Body Launderer, take care of this Kami of Transients. We still don't have a lot of great stuff in the grave, though, but, like, this is ridiculous, man. We gotta get rid of something here, right? Let's do it. It's also less damage to our face, too, which means we get to survive a lot longer. I'll send the mana. We don't need that. Toad Rider. That's pretty good. That's pretty terrific, actually. But Liliana, getting that sacrifice in is probably just much better. For now. Not bad. Not bad. A double block onto the Uurg is very likely here. Or maybe it's not. Taking out the Weaver of Harmony could be really good for us. They don't know what's in our hand, guys. If they double block that Harmony, yeah. Because now if they top deck like another... So Portrait is going to get a little weaker there too. Oh, the Kami of Transience though. Oh, that's so bad. I wasn't thinking about that. Oh no. Speaking of which, yeah, Kami of Transience, just even with the Liliana, they could have gotten rid of one of their enchantments. They found a Hollowed Haunting off the top, guys. Oh no, we're both getting pretty good draws. This is the perfect match to showcase. Yeah, I was going to say that's a double block. This is the perfect match to showcase, like, some of the, like... I don't want to call it inconsistencies necessarily. I guess it's one of those things where you're going to want to practice, for sure. You'd think I'd play against enough Selesnya enchantments to remember the Kami of Transience nonsense, but... yeah. It's still alright. Like, luckily, they only played one of them, but finding the Hollowed Haunting off the top is brutal. But, like, using the Tear Asunder to get those creatures back, maybe we should have saved it for, like, a Hollowed Haunting, for example, is what I mean by, like, practicing more. But it really depends. It really, really does. They dropped the Oops. They didn't see an enchantment for the Hollowed Haunting. They're down to 10. Let's start with the swing here. Because they need, like, this is 6 damage going to their face. Down to 4. Get the Fang down. That is, in fact, an enchantment, which is good news. Down to 3, so well, this is about to come in as a 2-2 with Menace. Doesn't have the haste. Sees another land off the top, and there we go. We end with another victory. Ah, geez, excuse me, guys. I need to drink some water real quick. Got too excited or something. I breathed in too much air. Hey, Platinum Tier 2. Sweet. Guys, hey. 4 victories in a row. This game here, wait 1 second, guys. I do need to get a drink of water. Okay. All right. This game, I feel like this last game showed a lot, right? First of all, the very small, but very real, like, the Clawing Torment with Liliana, I didn't really consider the fact that, of course, the opponent is going to get rid of the Clawing Torment card, right? Unless it's like a Sheoldred and the Sheoldred is still doing a lot for them or something. Like, that's probably what they end up sacrificing. But overall, we saw why Clawing Torment was still important as, like, a very cheap enchantment that can take kind of, like, yeah, it kind of deals with your opponent's creatures in a very small way, right? But yeah, of course the opponent's going to sacrifice it, so that's something to think about there. Other than that, there might have been some, like, better options for us, or a better route, like a more efficient route to play better, especially in that final match there, so just something to think about, right? Either way, let's go ahead, go over the deck one more time here. Final thoughts. What am I thinking? With that little bit of anti-synergy, I could see dropping down to 2 Clawing Torments. I still really like this. If you guys find another removal that you would prefer, then do that instead. However, you might want to find an enchantment that does something like this. I don't know what that enchantment would be, honestly. It should be some form of cheap enchantment. If it's not removal, then something like Fang of Shigeki or Okiba Reckoner Raid as well. It should be an enchantment, though. That's super important, because you want to see the enchantments to get your free Toad off of Tatsunari, right? So we got 15 enchantments in here right now, which of course is a big chunk of the deck. So yeah, if you end up dropping Clawing Torment because of that small little anti-synergy, then consider adding another enchantment. And I don't really know what it would be. But yeah, I liked Body Launderer on the top end. I feel like this is just like another underplayed card. Sheoldred came on the scene and took the spot of 4-drop. So finding the right deck for Body Launderer is actually pretty tough. I think this deck might be the one because, yeah, Returning another target non-rogue creature card with equal or lesser power from your graveyard to the battlefield, that's just like really good. And then of course the Connive works with the Uurg as well, so I mean that's something to consider. Master's Rebuke was really good removal, and even though Fang of Shigeki is the only death touch creature in the build, it doesn't really matter. All of our other creatures also are dealing a lot of damage as well. Oh, of course, Body Launderer has death touch too. But that's not till later on too, so yeah, only 8 death touch creatures. But of course, we saw Uurg get pretty powerful there in the mid game. Just dealing like 3 damage to something off the Rebuke because you happen to have a 3/3, like that also just works, right? Like it's just kind of solid removal. And then don't get me started on Tear Asunder. Wow, yeah, okay. I really liked this one, guys. Riveteers Overlook was cool too. Thinning out the deck is kind of overlooked often for aggressive builds where you want to see a lot more of your creatures and stuff off the top instead of lands, so thinning out the deck is huge. So yeah, the only thing I'd consider is maybe dropping the Clawing Torment, and I don't know what we would add instead because I still think it's going to be pretty good. I think that extra damage goes a long way too. It just so happens that Liliana doesn't work the best with Clawing Torment, and I didn't really think about that before playing the deck, unfortunately. But it still worked out very nicely. 4 wins in a row in ranked is not easy right now because, man, those decks are strong. Holy cow. Either way, guys, hey, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.